You know what time it is? You know what time it is, guys.
Oh my god, we're gonna talk about this show.
What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
Luke, we're gonna have company!
It's time, guys. We gotta do it. We got work to do, guys. We got work to do.
This just in from Acolyte.
So, Star Wars Acolyte 8, Episode 8. Star Wars Acolyte on Disney Plus. Episode 8 dropped last night.
The finale.
The finale. The big finale. Here's number one. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, it's bad because it's woke. No.
Nope.
It's not bad because it's woke. They went woke because the script was so bad.
All right. So first of all, we start, spoiler alert, by the by. We start where you're immediately at where a couple episodes ago they left off, where Osha has put the helmet on. And so you're immediately brought into this moment where the Acolyte guy, muscle man, sexy guy,
Darth Sleeveless
works though. So nonetheless, he goes to take the helmet off and boom, he's struck, and almost like he's been hit by one of those Night Sisters. And it turns out, putting that helmet over Osha, she has slightly more power than we were led to believe. Okay, so guess what? The tiny little struggle ensues with the old Forceola. He pulls the helmet off, and everyone's so surprised at the incredible power that she has. So my first bugger before we get to there was actually some pretty good fight scenes. So once again, when the last time we were on this planet, so before she put this helmet on, he was doing the salt bath or whatever it was, tailored outfit, and then his full change of clothes and whatnot. And but he's living in this cave. So anyway, so they exit the cave, and now she has a super dank, very dark side outfit on that is completely tailored to her. Like, what is going on? And then you get the peek from the very secretive, very mysterious, super ancient looking, weird, maybe possibly like force wielding someone or other whose hand creeps around the thing.
Let's just say who it is. It's Darth Plagueis. So if you don't know who Darth Plagueis is a character. He's referenced by this asshole, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious, he's telling Anakin Skywalker about a really cool Sith Lord that had control over life, and he was able to give birth to things.
He could even prevent death.
So, and now they're making him this cave dweller. But here's my issue. With this
cave dweller.
So the thing is that he's in this cave, and it's like, are you now saying that he learned the power of the dark side of how to create life from these witches? Because that's some BS, man. And that's the thing I'm tired of. I'm tired of them like doing this whole like, oh, women, the Force is female.
Well, what this would actually tell me, if I want to get like Star Wars nerdy, would be that if this is Darth Plagueis, then it could be because only one other individual in the crazy Darth Sith Lord world has been able to control other individuals of the Force via whatever, which would happen to be Emperor Palpatine or Darth Sidious. So yeah, I'm guessing that what they're leading, what should happen in the Star Wars universe is that this Darth Sleeveless or whatever, who
Smilo Ren,
Smilo Ren, he's actually being completely Force mind controlled by Plagueis. This is actually Plagueis via that, because
here's the other thing. So Snosky, the quiet part podcast, he says Plagueis was Palpatine's mentor. Yeah. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, I believe he also is the one that was able to create Anakin. So he's the one that created.
I don't know.
I believe, if I'm remembering right. So I would have to read the Wikipedia. I haven't read it. I didn't read it today. I was actually really busy. But if I'm remembering because I'm a Star Wars nerd, and if I'm remembering correctly, Plagueis is actually the one that created Anakin. Because remember, he was the the virgin birth or whatever. You know, that was
he was,
weird.
but I don't know. That must be EU that I'm not familiar with.
I think it was in one of the novels, and it might have been one of the novels that I was not able to read. So yeah, so let's just get through the synopsis real quick because there's thoughts. There's so many thoughts.
Let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
We basically come to this scene. Like, there's a big epic lightsaber scene, and it's really, really cool. Then apparently Osha remembers all of her Jedi training, but also now knows how to do this. So basically another girl boss moment. She's a Mary Sue. She's a girl boss. And this is the thing that's so annoying and so just, I can't stand anymore. It's like every male character, why we like male characters better than female characters in these things is because the male character goes through trial after trial after trial after trial and gets better over time and fails and then succeeds. Well, women are just like instantly good. They're just like, bam, I got it. And she's like, oh, I'm going to force choke the Jedi Master. Ugh.
She had the claim earlier in the episode that she had a vision to this guy. Oh, I had a vision of my sister May killing him without using a weapon. And he's like, oh, sweet, let's go. But what she actually had was a vision of herself, or she lied.
Yeah.
And
no, I think she had a vision of her. Well, because that's the thing. It's like the big spoiler is like they're not actually twins. They're the same person split. Oh, right. So
they are the same. So her saying that, oh, it was May is that it was her. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. But yeah, she comes up with the OG Darth Vader straight neck choke and puts our guy Soul to the ground and wants to make him confess to this whole thing, and he does. And she's like, I feel like I want to get rid of you. I don't know, like maybe I should I get rid of you? The conflict happens, and he, oh man, there is a good moment. His as we've said before, he's a shining star in the acting in this, although he's had some rough moments. But the moment where,
I think the roughest moment is like the biggest enemy for Soul, or the biggest trial that Soul has through this entire series. Yeah. As it all unfolds, the biggest hurdle that he has is the grasp of the English language.
That's really the most difficult thing. Is that No, but it's the show really is an arc for Soul. It was all about what we're focusing on these other characters, but it was really about Soul's journey from being a young upstart in the Jedi, like, oh, I'm not ready for a Padawan, and then all of a sudden, oh no, I super need one, and then, oh, now the circumstances are such that I've been given one, and I'm gonna make the best of this because I want it so bad. But all the things that the Jedi tell you to resist and all that stuff was just haunting him the entire time. This entire thing was just going to boil over at any moment. He was setting him up to fail. And this whole story is about how Soul's desire to save these girls was a complete setup for everyone to fail, and this girl to have this moment where where she squeezed a lightsaber so hard that her blood injected into the lightsaber, and then it turns red.
So this is a thing. So this is how oftentimes lightsaber. This is a cool point of the story. So she murders Soul, and she murders him. She then grips his lightsaber. Well, the funny part is that like May is such a boss babe that she was able to, or no, I'm sorry, Osha was such a boss babe that she was able to disarm Soul, get his lightsaber, throw it. Or no, that was May, right? I can't even keep track. And then throw it, and then break the lightsaber because it just like throwing it and hitting metal would break the lightsaber. So then when Osha grabs it, she grabs it so tight after murdering Soul that she corrupts the Kyber crystal from blue to red. So then it does the whole like 1980s popsicle. Remember the 1980s popsicle?
Off the truck.
Off the truck where it was like red, blue, white,
blue. Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing. So again, make America 80s again. Buy the T-shirt because you should.
Plight calling me out. because I was
Rocket Pops.
I was making so fun of like, it's like, oh, I squeezed it so hard that I turned it red. It's like it's how they really made it feel.
No, I mean it did because she's like grabbing it and it's like it like bleeds in.
It didn't feel like a good Star Wars moment. It felt like I don't know. It just felt weird. It didn't feel right.
None of this is a good Star Wars moment. None of it is. It's not. It's so bad. And then it's like, so basically, then it's like, oh, so you murdered them, and then they run away, and blah blah blah. Then they're under the tree again, and they're like, oh, and then it's like, okay, so May now is good. Osha's bad. May's like, I'll stay, but erase my mind so I don't betray you guys. And it's like, so wait, you can't do the power of 3? I thought it was the power of many. Like, why aren't you just going with them if the Jedi are so bad?
And honestly, if Captain Smilo Ren was smart, he would understand that these two are actually one, and they should be together, and they should be working together. Kids, can you imagine in the Star Wars universe a pair of twins or identical Force created beings that are literally the same being, knowing each other? That, you know, just think of the weird ideas that you think of when like identical twins have similar stuff, but do it to the nth degree. And then you give them Force powers. Like, why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah, right? So eventually Osha goes so Osha's story arc is I'm good, now I'm bad, or I'm dark side, but the dark side is good now and the light side is bad, or the Jedi are bad, or the Sith are good. Whatever the case may be, the story arc of Osha is I'm a lesbian who is attracted to this female alien Jedi.
I completely forgot about that part.
But now I'm in love with my Sith Lord daddy, which is a groomer situation because he's a teacher. She's a mentor.
Are they?
Oh, dude, the whole sensitive touching of the exchange of the lightsaber.
Him touching her is a very grooming thing, and that's super weird.
And then it finishes on, season 2. Are you guys ready for season 2? Are you guys ready? Because we got this guy. We got that guy.
Oh my gosh, is that guy?
So, the Jedi Master Shrek, the green Jedi lady, is like, yes, Master. Oh, blah, blah, whatever. And then
the Jedi Master that and one summer when she was in college and got these like weird tattoos on her head.
Jedi Master Shrek. I mean, that's basically what she looks like. She looks like freaking Shrek. And then they're like, so Yoda's gonna be in it. Ooh, okay. Ooh. And it's like, you guys are So you guys are literally doing a season 2.
Why does he look so old already? And how are you doing a season? How are you doing a season 2?
How? This was so bad.
There are little like pieces that you could pull out that you're like, oh, I'd like to know more about this. I would like to know more about this. But the show, no.
Yeah, no. The pacing is terrible. I mean, that is the number one thing I think from episode 1 to 8. The pacing of this is very terrible. Episode 7 completely takes you out of. You're just like, what is going on? From episode to episode, the pacing is terrible. And there's nothing but plot holes. I feel like no answered questions.
There are so many shows now that take you out for an episode and then bring you back in, and you're like, what are you doing? It's like they try to use it as a thing, but so many of them, they're either stretching out and 2 episodes that should have been 1, or they're making what could have easily been 2 incredible episodes like half of 1 episode.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I feel like every sci-fi series or whatever is now just The Dome. It's the TV series The Dome, where you should have told that show was really good in the first season, and they should have told the entire story in 22 episodes, and then that was it. We're done. And then after like but by the time you got to season 2, you were just like, it was like Lost. It was just like, oh my God, stop dragging this shit out. There is only so far you can go with this. And I was done after episode 3. It was so bad. There's a lot of things that drove me crazy. $180 million budget, which is like 12 times Godzilla -1.
Insane.
could you maybe have set aside $180, just $180 to hire someone to write a decent script? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering.
But that's like what, 1 day of someone just like rewriting your script?
I mean, yeah, like that's like 3 hours of script writing. And if you actually had a talented scriptwriter, they could write you a better story in 3 hours.
They'd be like, whoa,
whatever this is.
You need to move this to here. You need to move this around. Just cut this part out. And then like, why does he have his shirt off?
The things that are most offensive, and I think for this is like, again, it's not bad because it's woke. Like, I don't even care about it. Let's just take that out of the vernacular right now. It's bad because it's bad. You've made the Jedi PDF files. Okay, number one, Soul ends up becoming Soul is the only interesting character in this entire thing. He's the only guy that can act halfway decently, and he's not even an English speaker. He had to learn English for this role, and he's the only guy that can act well.
Did he really have to learn English for this role?
That's what they're saying. That's what, but no, the thing that's so offensive is that you're number one, you're taking Jedis, making them PDF files, making them the bad guys. The Sith are the good guys. It's not because it's woke. That has nothing to do with why it's bad. The reason why it's bad is because Leslie Squarehead doesn't know what she's doing. Not at any moment did she ever define what the conflict was. There's so many different conflicts going on that we don't know what's going on. There's no central spine. You cannot actually break this show down into one sentence. Lawrence of Arabia, a British guy goes to the desert to become a god. That's the spine. Jurassic World, a guy brings dinosaurs back to life, all hell breaks loose. Iron Giant, what would happen if a weapon had a soul? These are the spines. So the spine is the central conflict. And all your beats can be all over the place. You can have all kinds of beats going all over the place. But they all must march down the line of the spine of the story. And this is why it is so bad, because there is never a spine. There is never a central conflict. There's no way to actually we don't know what's going on. So there's all these questions. Is Osha good? Is Osha bad? Who's the protagonist? Who's the antagonist? It's just a muddled mess of garbage because you cannot write. You cannot write, and you didn't have the sense to give it to someone that could. And that is why. And then you have all these beats. So now you have all these beats marching to the beat of their own drum, not going down the spine. And then every scene is just, this happened and then. This happened and then. And you never tell a story this way. You cannot tell a story where it is, this happened and then. No, it is always, this happened, but then this happened. Or this happened because this happened. This happened, so this happened. This happened, and it's never and then. No and then, no and then. And then? No! No and then! No and then! Sorry, that's my rant. It is so bad! How are you doing a season 2? You! You cannot do a season 2!
I dare them to do a season 2 and watch what happens, because they're going to have to bring out every incredible old school like legacy character that has been referenced in the last 9 movies for anyone to get on board. Because, well, I mean, we'll watch it to rip the hell out of it, but nonetheless, why did you do this?
I don't know.
What? Who hurt you? It's Squarehead.
Squarehead hurt me, man. Squarehead hurt me.
It's Squarehead. She touched me here in the brain, and it hurts.